Good evening, guys. We are back with the second stream of tonight on the second esports channel in the second Winter Major rankings in the second round. What do you think about that? I think that's a lucky game for us that it's up to our hands here because all those numbers are aligning here. I don't believe in anything of that, but it can definitely not be worsening the situation. So, talking about our teams here, we have our first team, KO, playing with Slayer Code, Aomine. Oh no, that is Tempest. Oh, I'm wrong. Give me a second. No, it's KO, sorry. Playing with Slayer Code, Aomine, really easy, Princess D, and Hut. On the second team side, we have Cortisol, Sneaky, Dirty, Aqua, and Juicy. That's the teams. And let's see the game. I already see a lot of you guys rooting for people in the chat, but it's all in Russian if you want to have a conversation with us here. I'm solo commentating, so I have a lot of time to read the chats. Consider chatting in English, so I understand it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. Let's start here. First round, it's still a tie, and we see the KO team using two heavy hulls, Slayer Crude and Aomine. At the other side, we see UC and Cortisol on the two heavy hulls. So both teams using the double heavy hull tactic here. Both teams using Titan with that great overdrive that is being used by loads of teams here. We can see Juicy using one quite early in the game, but Slayer Coot can cancel that overdrive out with his own OD. Cortisol having an overdrive available. Game is starting quite calmly, to be honest. But that's sometimes a situation on this map here on Sandal. It's quite tricky to pull a flag. Both sides has their advantages, but it's never a high capture map, you know. It's always a few good attacks being made here, and that's all. We have Sneaky and Cortisol here pushing towards the base. Sneaky using a nice overdrive, healing himself and Cortisol on the way. And knocking out Princess D. Dirty now pushing in. Ooh, that's a wasted opportunity here by Cortisol. Getting sniped by Aomine. Totally from the other side of the map. I didn't even know where Aomine was until I was searching for him. So that's a great focus there. Really easy using a nice Hunter OD. Knocking down 2 and securing this return. Another overdrive box dropping right now, so Cortisol can minimize his damage here by picking up that OD box or saving it for Aqua. Interesting, because Aqua probably is already quite far in that regeneration and Cortisol just wasted his OD, so I think he needed 100%, although I'm not certain. Maybe it was limited, the damage here. Aomine, he needs a massive OD here to knock down Sneaky. He's knocking down Aqua, so that's a Viking OD not to worry about anymore. But Sneaky still pulling. Can Hut focus on him and scope that turret? Still trying to do. It's tricky, but not able to connect with Sneaky. So Sneaky still pulling. Princess D, nice grenade, but it will be too late. And nice shot by Aomine once again, but how are you going to return this? No possibilities. And that's Tempest with the first capture on the board here. Nothing that they can do about that. Princess D here still having that overdrive available. OD box dropping here will be taken by Aqua. Dirty pulling his second flag. That's a wasted OD by Dirty. And Hut will definitely get his return. Or just keep the flag there, to be honest. It's not an awful spot to have the flag at. Cortisol now able to connect his overdrive here. Not healing Sneaky though. And Sneaky doesn't have a lot of health. Sneaky is pulling the flag though. And we can see Hut shooting his rockets, but not connecting with Sneaky. And Sneaky will be able to pull the second flag here. And if we take a look at KD differences here, we can see the whole side of Tempest in the green with 1.2, 1.5, 1.75 and even 2.7. And at the side of KO we are seeing loads of red numbers. All the KDs are under 1.0 and most of them are even under 0.5. And it doesn't have to say a lot, you know, you can have negative KD and still win because it's not a TDM, it's capture the flag. But a high KD definitely shows high map control and just a comfortable round for Tempest. And at the side of KO, we don't see that right now. They are struggling on the first round here, but there are still 3 rounds left. After this map, we will be moving over to Red Alert, so it's going to be quite an interesting game. That's a wasted opportunity here by the Titan from KO though, using his overdrive, but too low on health to do that, I think. It was a nice opportunity though, it will definitely lead to potentially a capture. But it's now a wasted OD. Sneaky making it a use and take, that's a massive play by him. And Tempest is just playing quite a good game, I have to say. Aomine can continue the pull here. The death tanks, man, are in his way. Oh. And Aomine, I don't know, is playing from a connection that is not really smooth. Aomine using an OD here, knocking down Dirty. Really easy as an Hunter OD he can use on 2 players. Or definitely pull the flag. It's difficult to get to that base though. You see so many blue teammates here from KO constantly putting pressure on that flag. But it's just difficult to pull it out of the base. OD box dropping here will be taken by Slayer Kurt. But this round is over. It's only the first round though, and after this map round we will be moving over to Red Alert for the third and fourth round. So one more round of Sandal to go. KO will have the red base, Tempest the blue base. Let's see if that makes any difference. But KO, to be honest, not able to pull that flag out of that base. They had a lot of offensive effort in the last 3 minutes of the round. But it did not lead to any captures or any pulls. Maybe it's because of the sides, maybe it's because they are not really comfortable on this map. Let's move over to that second round. It's time here for the second round to start. It's Tempest versus KO. Tempest won the first round with a 2-0 lead. And we have not seen KO close to a capture here. Let's see if that second round can start it. OD box dropping in the middle. We saw Slayer Coot catching that first one. And we see Cortisol taking the second one. Yes, he will. So both of the sides have catched an OD. It's Cortisol on the left side. Teammate has been knocked down though. So no one to support him. Dirty switching equipment. What does he switch to? Gauss and Titan. Okay. Interesting. At the other side, we are of course seeing Thunder Titan, but that's because Aomine lost playing with Shaft, so doesn't really feel the problem with ditching out Thunder. Cortisol, a nice OD supporting Kings. Can he pull grenades being timed okay-ish? Now Kings can pull here, but there's a good spawn by Aomine, so this pull will get nowhere, and that's a return. Since the implementation of grenades, I feel like it's quite difficult to pull the red flag out of the base. But let's see, Ranker Slayer Crew now trying to get that flag out of the blue base. This can be the first capture of KO. If they can manage to pull here, Slayer Crew having an overdrive ready and using there. It's quite far back into the canal, but it still can work out here. Princess D pulling the flag. Aomine just too late with that Ares OD. It would have connected perfectly. It was like 1 split second earlier. So that's quite a shame. Rank here. Rank has to defend. He has an overdrive available. Same goes for really easy. So this threat that this Tempest is creating is not really a threat, to be honest. It's only costing more time for both of the sides. OD box dropping. It will be Aqua making it a use and take. Control on that OD box is good for Tempest, to be honest, once again. Really having the control over the mid side of this map. But this time they have not been able to get a capture. Although right now it can change. Dirty using a massive overdrive here. Aqua as well, knocking down 3 with that overdrive. Yeah, this is just too much pressure here from KO, and Tempest having being able to break through that defense. Massive attack by Tempest, good combination of ODs there, and all of a sudden they get a capture on the board. Cortisol trying to make it the second one, but that's not possible here because Slayer Coot knocks him down really easy with the return. 5.5 minutes here to make a tie. Ooh, that's a good question, Vadim. Am I one of the English viewers? Then it's at least one. Nah, joking. But there are quite a few. Join the EN stream more often. there definitely are some active chatters, but no, most of the viewers are just here to use the content and not say a lot. Kings here pulling yet another flag, but that will be a nice return here. Hut has left the game and is switched with one of the players. I don't know who though. Oh, Hut was just filling in for AO Mine, I think. I don't know who. 4 minutes to go in this one. KO still finding and searching their second capture. Or their first capture here in the second round. Cortisol right now trying to pull the second capture for Tempest. Giving the flag to Kings, a quicker hull. Rank trying to knock him down with the rockets, but Kings positioning himself in a good way, dodging those shots. Ooh, that can be a tricky OD from Rank, but he is hitting it. That's a massive one. Now you still have to go for a return though, really easy hitting Dirty here for once. Now, not able to connect the second shot, now Kings picking up the flag again. Slayer should really get a pull quickly here if he wants to avoid a second capture by Tempest. Now they are able to get it to a standoff situation, but that's not enough here, I guess. Is Jackie in the map? I think he's going to switch for AO Mine or for Rank. Interesting. 2 minutes on the clock here. KO is still searching their first capture. Dirty now once again. OD in the middle. And this one is not for a pool or for anything. This one is just for map control. But a nice grenade from Slayer Crude ending that life in that dome. Still can be used by other players though. Down to the last minute. Next map will be Red Alert, and that's not a symmetrical map, so it will be great for the team that's currently 1-0 down, and that's KO, to get it at least back to a tie here and make it a 1-1 overall, or 1-0 overall instead of a 2-0, because then you have a bit more space to work with on that uneven map. But that's easier said than done. We're down to the last 40 seconds, and there's still no capture being made. Yep, and with 4 seconds on the clock, that's it. It's 1-0 for Tempest. Once again, they are uh, getting the win here with just one capture this time. But to be honest, they had no difficulty winning this round. It was never close to a capture here for KO. So with that score, we will be moving over to Red Alert in a few minutes time. And it's KO that needs a back-to-back win, and it's Tempest that only needs a tie here. So it will be a close game. A close game, sorry. It will be a difficult game. That's what I meant. And it's a different map though. Anything can happen. But Tempest is definitely the favorite here and only needs a tie in the third round. Let's find out. Okay, it seems like the third round is starting to get to us here. Let's wait until that round is finally starting, but this is going to be a high pressure round for KO and Tempest. So far, smooth sailing to that win. It's quite impressive to be honest, but they have some quite big names in that team as well, so you can definitely expect quite a good quality from them. They were, what was their name in last? Yeah, it was Kins from the player Kin. Um, so it's not a totally new team. Same core. There are some players that have been switched, but Tempest is a game where you can expect a team where you can expect quality games from. Um, but I didn't expect it to go so smooth. I expected KO to make at least a few captures on that Sandal map. Sadly, that isn't the case for them, but there's a third round and a second map on its way. And it's KO from the red side and Tempest from the blue side. But although Tempest is having the worst side, they are still the favorites here. They only need a tie, and they are just really comfortable so far in this map. We have not seen a close calls yet. let's wait for the teams to join in here. Yeah, there's nothing to see yet, Scuff. Players are just joining in the map. While you're waiting here, let's talk a bit about the other scores we have seen in this round so far. We just saw Krishma Neverback winning from Script. It was a technical defeat at the end, but they played the first 2 rounds. It was here on the stream. Crew versus Cuties. Cuties won that one 2-0. Treeks versus Ryzen. Ryzen won that one 3-0. And now there are 2 names I have never heard of before. I didn't even know this team was playing, to be honest. But Kiber Kotiki versus Resevenge. Resevenge managing to win 3-1. Yep, do with that info what you want to do. Currently, we have non-standard setup versus Lovesick. Our commentator is playing, Perrer is playing in non-standard setup, but I'm always rooting for my team, of course. But Lovesick as opponent, that's going to be a difficult one to win. We have Scufiata versus White Towers at the moment. And we also have this game right now. Those are the games that are currently going on, and I don't have a score for yet, of course. But nevertheless, it's entertaining. Did I pronounce something wrong, guys? Oh, I missed that one. Ryzen just played and they won 3-0 against Treeks. So Ryzen is currently 2-0 in this tournament and still in fight for that paint, of course. But yeah, Ryzen, to be honest, I've not seen them play this season, but the names are quite interesting, to say the least. Hopefully they have an interesting lineup here in the 3rd round. Okay, 3rd round has started in the meantime, and we see Aqua already pulling the first flag here. And Aqua just needs a tie on this map, and I'm talking about Tempest, of course, being in Aqua is in that team. But Jack managing to return here. It's currently a tie, of course. Rounds just started. It's 0 against 0. It's KO from the red base, and hopefully this red base and this new map will get some energy to KO, because I try, of course, to always be as neutral as possible. But when when my bro Jack is playing on a team, I'm still rooting for him, of course. But currently, Tempest is in control to win this game. No denying that, and they are playing very impressively. In the first 2 rounds, did not lose control once, did not let KO capture even 1 flag. So this is going to be a tricky game for KO, and Tempest is so far smooth sailing to that victory. Oh, now I understand. Cybercotty. Cybercats. Ah, it's not a K, it's a C, like in pronunciation. You have to not make it so difficult with those Russian names, man. I have to use Google Translate to. I thought cat was koshka in Russian, but you have to help me with that. Maybe I'm not right. Maybe I said something real stupid now in Russian. I don't know. But yeah, those Russian news and team names are sometimes quite difficult for a EN commentator. But slowly and surely I'm getting there. No worries. No worries. But the problem is, when I finally know the team names and how to pronounce them, there's a new tournament and they are all changing names. Looks like Scorpion is replacing Brogan after the esports update. Yeah, but Toothbrush, do you know what has exactly changed on Scorpion? Because I missed it. But apparently something has changed because a lot of guys are using it right now. But I'm not really into the esport meta, like the esport patch notes. So maybe you can help me with that one. It's interesting how many people are using Scorpion now, especially because Railgun has that option to combo shot. So to be honest, Railgun sounds really good to me. Hutir, that's a crazy miss, and that is making this pull from Kings possible. Oh, that's quite a big mistake to be honest. And Kings will be able to get the first capture for Tempest here. Salvo is getting much closer, and arcade shots are quicker. The reload time is decreasing, and salvo shots has more damage. Okay, that sounds quite good, to be honest. But this was probably in matchmaking already for quite a long time, and that's why I don't remember it. Is it something like that? Probably that's the case, right? But yeah, now you say it, indeed, those rockets are really following the target right now. That's definitely a big plus. Um, Still, I don't know about ditching out Railgun though, because you lose out on combo shots, and we have seen combo shots being very effective in the last seasons. KO right now, big task ahead. They need 2 captures at least. Yeah, exactly, Toopers. Yeah, it's for someone that doesn't play esports, it's quite difficult to follow. But luckily, I got you guys to update me. Still, really nice to see the meta keeps evolving. I mean, sorry. Because that's one thing about Tanky Online, the format is the same and people have opinions about that. But the meta is always changing. There are always people finding out new tactics or what's right now the best. And I really like that about Tanky Esports. Really easy right now pulling that flag. That could have been a nice pull attempt, but the grenades are flying in. Hut now can take a re opportunity here to pull that flag. Low on health, he still has that Titan Dome though, and he can wait in that dome until there are players from KO to support him with his pull. Ah, Yarakov, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my Russian knowledge is not that big. Uh, but okay, that's interesting. And with is it with all animals the case? Like dog, sobaka, is that right in Russian? I probably do not pronounce it correctly, but does it also have a male and female way of writing and saying it? Or is it just with cat? 3 minutes to go in here in this one. KO has managed to get that pull when they had the Titan Dome there. And now they are fighting for that second capture. Jack is pulling a flag here. Cortisol creates OD, knocking down a lot of players, healing the teammates, and knocking down the flag carrier. That's the most important player to knock down. But Slayer Kurt can take over here. Paladin OD available. And okay, nice shots by Aqua there. Knocking down Slayer Kurt. I thought it was a capture. It looked so promising here for KO. Still 2 minutes on that clock to get the second capture on the board. But there's also still 2 minutes on the clock for Tempest to get a capture. And if they get a capture right now, I think this just the match has been decided. So Tempest close to make it a 3-round game, especially right now because Sneaky is pulling this flag. Cortisol can support Sneaky with a nice OD. And that's a capture, right? That's a capture. I don't want to be very negative, but KO right now is in a situation that is not solvable anymore. They need 2 captures in 1.5 minutes. Right now we see Tempest pulling another flag with Aqua using a nice Viking OD, knocking down 2 players. Dirty continuing this pull attempt, and that will be the 3rd capture. It looked promising for a second for KO, but this Tempest back to the usual program, and they are just playing a very decent game here. The little mistakes, map control all the time, and the 2 rounds being won on Sandal made the 3rd round just a lot more difficult here for KO. So they won the game in the 1st and 2nd round, Tempest, and they did a good job with that. We still can see Slayer Kurt right now pulling, but it doesn't change the scoreline anymore. Right, says Vadim about my pronunciation, I think. Thank you, bro. I'm learning a lot of Russian from all those years of playing Tanky, to be honest, and especially esports, because a lot of animal names in esport teams. We saw tanks in ducks, tank Utka, tank something like that. Oh, actually, Hut is able to get a 3rd capture on the board here, at least trying to do so. Yeah, if KO just did it like a minute earlier, it would have been an interesting series, but now it's just over. The word for he-dog is not even close. Okay, every case is special and particular. Ooh, that sounds difficult. I don't know if I want to learn that all. Only win is good for KO. Yeah, that's right, Vadim, and sadly they did not manage to do so. It was a nice series though, and this is the most competitive round by KO so far. But they started with, once again, a 1 flag disadvantage and 1 flag deficit. That just cost them way too much, and I don't know. It was a competitive game, but they managed to not get a tie on Sandal, and after that, then you just have to play a perfect game in the 3rd round and 4th round as well. That has not been the case. And with that being said, with this 3-against-2 score, is Tempest winning this game with just 3 rounds. And it's an interesting team to look at, Tempest. They are playing nice and quite aggressive, especially on the Sandal map. We saw a lot of mid-side control by that team. Controlling the OD box very much, very often. Curious about which team they are facing up against in the 3rd round, because I don't mind seeing a lot of matches from them during this tournament. So maybe the 3rd round, 4th round, potentially 5th. It depends on what they do. Yeah, I don't mind to check them out one more time during this tournament. So that will be all for later streams. Let's wrap it up here. Let's see what you guys have chatted here. Yeah, KO read the stronger sides, but not enough. Man, if you show the esport player from 4 months ago what the current meta is, he's going to have a lot of time processing it. Two Brush, that's definitely right. The meta has changed a lot lately. It's interesting to see how much one team can actually change the meta as well. And I'm talking about Titan there. Really interesting. Anything left here? No, Tempest won the round. KO. Considerations on that loss. But better luck next time. Tomorrow, guys, sadly no streams. because there are no games. And Monday is, of course, the break day. So we will be back on Tuesday, the 2nd of September. And we will be streaming the best games in the third round there. And hopefully, there are also some good games on Wednesday, the 3rd of September. But we will be finding out on Sunday/Monday when the matches are being posted. So hope to see you there. Take a look at this Twitch channel. Follow this Twitch channel if you want to stay up to date. And thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate your time in the stream and also in the chat. Really, really love that. So thank you for that. We will be back on Tuesday and have a great rest of your night.